Before all those sizzling meats arrive at a Brazilian steakhouse, you must sample the salad bar. From green bites to mayo-drenched sides, here's what to feast on and what to avoid. Farofa is a quintessential Brazilian dish typically served with various main courses. It's usually paired with feijoada, a traditional bean stew, as well as with rice and different grilled meats. So naturally, it often finds a home at the lavish salad tables at Brazilian steakhouses. Farofa is essentially toasted cassava flour, though some variations will use corn or other types of flour. To make farofa, flour is fried in fat, usually butter or oil, until it attains a distinctive toasty character. Traditional farofa is often made with onions and garlic. Adding specks of bacon, sausages, or bananas is also fairly common. Farofa can vary in texture, but it usually has a powdery or crumble-like consistency. Farofa can be made into a sweet side, but the savory version is the one you will most often find at a steakhouse. It's usually served in a communal bowl at the bar. If you start your meal with feijoada, you can sprinkle some farofa on top. Otherwise, reserve a pile on your plate so that you can add a dash to each bite of grilled meat. As you might guess from the name, parts of palm are harvested from the center of certain palm trees, or more precisely from the center of the stem. They may be relatively unfamiliar internationally, but in Brazil and other parts of Latin America, they're often served as a side dish or a convenient snack. In the rare case that you come across freshly harvested hearts of palm, they can be eaten raw, but you'll more likely encounter them preserved in brine and sold in cans or jars. And the briny version is most likely what you'll find at steakhouse salad bars. The entire heart of palm has an elongated, tube-like shape, but it can be sliced into smaller pieces before serving. The pieces have an off-white color and a firm, crunchy texture that's easy to bite through. The flavor is relatively mild and is best described as a mix of sweet and sour notes. Because hearts of palm will preserve some of the acidity from the brine, they make an ideal partner with protein and fat-laden steakhouse meats. They can also be a great palate cleanser between courses. Tabbouleh isn't an original Brazilian creation. The mixed salad actually hails from Lebanon and has long been a staple in several Middle Eastern countries. It was eventually introduced to Brazil by Lebanese immigrants and quickly made itself at home.
Hey, mi casa, su casa.
Tabbouleh is traditionally packed with chopped mint, parsley, diced tomatoes, onion, and bulgur. It's all generously coated in a mix of olive oil and lemon juice and seasoned with salt. It makes for a fresh and zesty kick that's sure to wake up all your taste buds. It's ideally paired with hefty chunks of grilled meat, as the bright lemon acidity and all those herbal flavors can easily cut through the fattiness of grilled steaks. Tabbouleh should always be served chilled, which also works great to balance the heat from the steaks just off the grill. If you're bewildered by the sheer number of options at a typical Brazilian steakhouse salad bar, the easiest way to get the most out of the experience is to go seasonal. If it's the peak of summer, for example, then opt for a caprese salad that will most likely have perfectly ripe and juicy tomatoes. Or choose some crisp asparagus when they're in season in the spring. Seasonal eating is generally encouraged as a wise dietary approach in general, as it ensures that the food on your plate is fresh and flavorful. Furthermore, in-season fruits and veggies are often sourced locally, meaning that they're sold fully ripened as they hit their peak. And from a nutritional perspective, seasonal and freshly picked produce keep most of their nutrients intact. Though meat obviously plays a central role at Brazilian steakhouses, most people will want to reach for something less heavy to start the meal. If the pre-mixed salads aren't your thing or you doubt their freshness, the best choices are the fresh veggies, preferably a variety of mixed greens. There are usually several options, and you can easily customize your plate by adding the ones that most suit your taste. Then, all you have to do is spruce them up with a dressing of your choice. Many steakhouses claim that their salad dressings are made in-house, so there's probably no need to question their freshness. It's also likely that some attention has been put into making them. You can usually choose from several dressing varieties, or mix them up if that's your style. The best part is that you can easily control the amount you put on your veggies. This way you can avoid overly sauced salads or wilted greens in the pre-mixed options. You also get a salad that perfectly fits your taste, and all those greens will remain firm and crisp.
2 salads. Never heard of it. I gotta stay hip.
Most salad bars at Brazilian steakhouses will feature at least one, but usually several, roasted or grilled veggie options. These include universal favorites like zucchini, eggplant, jalapenos, asparagus, roasted peppers, and artichoke hearts. Onions and garlic are also regulars. Roasted and grilled veggies are great options when you want to pair something light with grilled meat, or if you want to make sure that you don't go overboard with all the protein. The veggies are less heavy than the meats, but the two share similar flavor characteristics. You can expect plenty of roasty and smoky flavors, which complement each other well. If there's an abundance of options, follow our earlier advice and go seasonal. There's nothing better than grilled zucchini packed with ripe sweetness in the summer. Now, it's time to pick out what to avoid. First up, on the no-go list, pasta salads. On their own, pasta salads can make for great meals, but at a typical steakhouse, they don't belong on your plate. You're better off skipping them in favor of lighter and less filling options. Pasta salads are typically served in the chilled section, and though there's no set recipe or list of ingredients, you'll typically encounter cooked pastas smothered in creamy, mayo-based sauces. The problem with pasta salads has nothing to do with flavor or freshness. Instead, the issue here is the amount of mayonnaise that usually serves as the base. Mayonnaise is a fatty, calorie-rich food that should be eaten sparingly. After adding in the pasta and other fixings, you end up with a hearty dish that can serve as a meal in its own right.
Good times, noodle salad.
Perhaps a pasta salad might be the ideal lunch option, especially during the summer when you're craving something chilled and simple. But it shouldn't fit into a typical steakhouse adventure, as it'll quickly fill you up before the main players even hit the table. The Waldorf salad is one of the most popular American sides. This timely dish has its origins at the Waldorf Astoria Hotel in New York City. As the story goes, Maître d'hôtel Oscar Shirky was the one who invented it, initially with a combination of celery, apples, and mayonnaise. Different variations were created over time, and these days grapes and walnuts are often added to the mix. Though the Waldorf salad is an absolute classic, it's best to skip it at a steakhouse. Like their pasta counterparts, Waldorf salads can be quite heavy due to the addition of mayonnaise. And since it's one of the pre-mixed options, you never know how long it's been sitting in the salad bar and allowing the celery and apple to soak up all the moisture and turn into soft mush. Since this is one of those salads that must deliver the crunch, this is potentially a huge risk. So save the Waldorf for your next visit to an elegant bistro and have it before or with your main course. Those types of restaurants will probably execute a much better version than a buffet style after all. And you'll be saving room for more of that amazing meat. Many steakhouses include Brazilian chicken salad among their offerings, also known as Salpicão de frango. It combines tender shredded chicken pieces with various vegetables, such as carrots and corn, all doused in a creamy mayo-based dressing. It's then topped with crispy potato sticks, also known as batata palhão, and it can be served with rice. As you may assume, this offering raises concerns similar to the other salads we've already warned you about. Salpicão de frango is definitely not a light side salad. Instead, it's a filling dish packed with calories, and as it already has meat inside, it would be a strange partner to smoky steaks and other grilled meats. You could choose it as a meal starter, but it will easily make you full and probably prevent you from fully enjoying all the meat that's supposed to come later. Potato salad is one of those universal dishes that transcends cultures and borders. While there are different varieties, a typical version incorporates sliced or diced potatoes, cooked until tender, and doused in a creamy, typically mayonnaise-based dressing.
Show me potato salad!
Potato salads are usually well executed, but the high calorie count should compel you to skip them at the steakhouse. All the elements inside the salad are relatively filling. The potatoes are starchy and the dressing is usually laden with fatty mayo, so you're better off choosing a lighter option to pair with the grilled meat, especially if you're planning to indulge in multiple meats. In addition to those concerns, any good potato salad will be made ahead of time to give the potatoes enough time to absorb all the flavors from the dressing, but that makes this a tricky option when it comes to ensuring freshness. You don't want the potatoes to be an unappetizing mush, after all. Charcuterie is not technically a salad, but you'll often see hefty boards decorated with cold cuts among the versatile offerings at a Brazilian steakhouse. Charcuterie boards may sometimes even be paired with a generous cheese selection. Even if you usually love charcuterie, You should skip the urge to reach for them at the steakhouse. Even if you're able to resist and take just a small amount, this is still an absolutely unnecessary option, since you have a series of sizzling hot grilled meats coming your way. And let's be honest, you probably don't want to eat that prosciutto or ham on its own. You'll instead want to combine it with one of the many available sauces or relishes. Cheese is a natural pairing with charcuterie, as is bread, and you can easily guess where this is going. Grabbing even a few charcuterie pieces can easily lead to a steakhouse catastrophe in which you fill up and promptly lose your appetite before all the main meats arrive. So, to avoid that disaster, it's generally best to ignore the charcuterie board altogether. Brazilian steakhouses are meat temples, naturally enough. Various cuts skewered and grilled to perfection are the specialty and the main reason why everyone flocks to these legendary restaurants in the first place. But seafood isn't an unfamiliar item at these establishments, as the salad bars often feature the likes of ceviche, smoked salmon, or shrimp salads. These are not necessarily bad options on their own, but they're certainly not the best items to choose at places specializing in grilled meat. Seafood is not their prime business after all, so there's always a reasonable risk that less emphasis is put on the quality of ingredients and the execution. The only time that seafood would be acceptable at a Brazilian steakhouse is if you're refraining from meat entirely, perhaps due to health or dietary restrictions. With that in mind, it's commendable that these places have some seafood options, but they shouldn't be the focus for anyone looking to enjoy the full rodizio experience. So reserve the shrimp salad for your favorite seafood restaurant, and instead enjoy what steakhouses are best at, serving copious amounts of premium, flawlessly grilled meat.
I hope everyone's hungry, because the meat looks real meaty.